What's going on, champs and champettes? It's Fire Monkey here, and you know one thing Epic Games has started to do a lot recently? It's bring old cosmetics back, accidentally do it or whatever, remove it from the item shop a few hours later, and go, oops, that was a mistake on our part, we're gonna give you an OG variant. It is something that we've seen time and time again, and I mean, OG variants are kind of becoming a permanent stay now, because if we look at stuff like Renegade Raider, we have this skin right here, which I don't actually have the OG variant of, because I didn't buy it back then, but this one got an OG purple and gold variant for people who actually owned it before it returned to the item shop. An example I can actually show right here is the original Paradigm skin from Chapter 1 Season X, which got this Reality Warrior variant, which is just purple and gold once again, for people who owned it before it accidentally returned to the item shop. And it appears like this has happened once again, but this time it was something that isn't really typically, an item we get variants of. Now, of course, there have been items that have kind of been the exact same thing over and over in this category, but not really what we're thinking of here. And it has to do with emotes. So most recently in the item shop reset a few hours ago, we got the old Go Home emote right here from Chapter 1 Season X. And if I go ahead and just type Chapter 1 Season X in here, there were two versions of this actual emote. We had the Go Home emote and the Welcome emote, and these have both not been seen in over 2,000 days. Now, it had actually returned in the item shop with only this Go Home version for 100 V-Bucks, and it was something that I honestly didn't even know wasn't exclusive. I thought it was just something, that was like of not returning in the item shop because it wasn't really relevant to like the scientists or anything else recently, and it was just something that, was not really that serious to have returned to the item shop or not return, right? It was something that people wouldn't really miss too much, but it did return to the item shop, and it did have a wrong icon of an unreleased emote, I'm pretty sure, when it was showing up in there. Now, if we go ahead and go over to the item shop and just search by emotes, we shouldn't be able to find it, but I'm just going to double check here, because I'm pretty sure they've actually removed it from the shop already. Yeah, it looks like it's not here anymore. Then again, it did have the wrong icon, so let's just make sure, let's go through all the ones I own. Yeah, it's not here anymore, but it was something that they did accidentally bring back and put in the item shop that was available for 100 V-Bucks. Now, they have officially stated that if you're someone who managed to purchase this emote before it got removed from the shop, you will be able to keep this emote and you'll get 100 V-Bucks returned to you, basically meaning the Go Home emote is a free emote that's been added to your account. If you're someone like me who owned this emote originally when it first came out, you'll now be getting a free exclusive variant of this emote in the future to kind of compensate your rare emote kind of returning after so long. They also mentioned that original owners will be offered a free refund if they don't want the emote anymore due to it not being exclusive, but they'll basically be able to refund the Go Home version of the emote, and they'll still be getting that new exclusive version in the future to kind of be like, hey, you bought it back then, you get this special version to go along with it. And it's something that is kind of interesting to me because personally, I'm not sure if I just kind of like spaced it. Maybe they did advertise it as exclusive back then, but it feels like Epic Games is kind of giving into this pressure too often of, oh, we got to make sure that our exclusives are exclusive. If it released all the way back in Chapter 1 and we're bringing it back due to an issue or something, got to make sure we have like 57 different OG variants. You got to make sure we have ourselves different versions of the emotes and stuff for people who actually owned it back then. It kind of goes into the whole play of what they're trying to get away from apparently, which is FOMO. And even if we go back to like the FNCS cosmetics, we had this issue right here with the bow blades where they added this exclusive prismatic carvers variant, which is supposed to be for OG owners or whatever else, but it was granted to everyone, which means they made a whole nother variant, which is the chromatic carvers, in order to make it actually for OG owners, meaning that if you have this pickaxe and you had it originally when it first came out, you've got the bow blade style, you've got the prismatic carver style, and you got the chromatic carver style, giving you 3 variants just because they made an oopsie and brought it back after it was supposed to be exclusive, causing to this whole entire debacle of, oh, it was supposed to be an OG only thing. It also makes me wonder, what are they even going to be doing for an OG version of the Go Home emote, right? Because if we go back and look at like the Welcome emote from that exact same time, it was basically the exact same color scheme, it's like it was related to the scientists back then. It was like either go away the scientist or hey, we love the scientist. What are they going to do? Are they just going to like change the background from blue to purple, change the text from white to gold? Are they going to make like a scientist gold and purple variant on just the helmet that won't actually be going to the skin, but will exist in the actual emote version itself? Who really knows? I mean, you know, maybe they'll add like a thundercloud or something else to it. The only other example I can show of like an emote that got an OG variant was the Ride the Pony emote, because if you owned it back in Chapter 1 Season 2 when it released in the Battle Pass, it was something that was pretty cool to actually have. You know, it was a little bit of a rare thing, but then they went ahead and made it a free reward for anyone who owned Save the World, and anyone who had the original emote got this version for free. Is it that hold on, wait, is it just actually bugged like that? I guess this emote's bugged. Okay, that wasn't really intended, but they gave you this version of the emote for free if you were someone who actually owned it before they gave it out to Save the World players, and I like this version because you're able to kind of just like spin it around and have the little special effects going on that you didn't get with the original version of the emote. It was still traversal, and it is marked as a dance emote, so technically other people can join in, but it wasn't broken like that before, so I have no clue what's going on. I kind of want to try it in the lobby real quick to see if it keeps re-looping it. Yep, okay. Maybe this is broke. Maybe this is what's going to happen to the Go Home OG version, right? The OG version will just keep looping the first second of animation over and over and over. But it is still something overall that is interesting to see them do, and I want to know, how do these issues even occur? Because I don't think it was supposed to be in the item shop, and you know, the emote that was originally supposed to be there, if it was supposed to be the exact icon they had, wasn't even something that was decrypted or anything, I'm pretty sure, meaning that this was just kind of like an oopsie on their part that they may or may not have even intended to do. Maybe someone behind the scenes was like, oh yeah, we could bring this back, not realizing it was supposed to be OG or something. Who really knows? But yeah, if you're someone who owned it originally, you'll be getting a new variant, or I guess a new emote entirely, and you'll be offered a free refund. If you're someone who purchased it when it was in the item shop last night, you'll be getting 100 V-Bucks back, and you can keep the emote, but you won't be getting this OG variant. So keep that in mind, and with that said, I hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys next time with another upload. So until then, peace out.